parents of the students in Mr. Anderson's first grade class are here to express a grievance against him. Before we go any further, let's get Mr. Anderson in here. Linda, can you please go fetch him for us? Thank you, Miss Lindell.
Stone him at the stake!
Banana, come on. Look, I'm not guilty of anything. All I wanted was for the kids to read good literature.
Well, sure you did.
Okay, let's get on with this. I'd like to be home in time for Glee. Now, Mr. Robin, you brought this complaint against Mr. Anderson. Can you please tell us why?
Yes, I can. My son Freddie was assigned a book report in that man's class. Now we all know Freddie, a little dumb in the head. I read this book report and I was shocked to find that the book he was reading was completely inappropriate for a 6-year-old. There was crass puns, inappropriate drawing, even full frontal nudity. Needless to say, I was so appalled I flushed it straight down the toilet.
All right, look. I know it's weird, but your son, okay, he has some problems going to the bathroom during potty time, so I gave him Everyone Poops, which is supposed to teach kids that it's perfectly normal to take a shit. I do that right after.
That is distressing.
I read that book. It is wildly inappropriate.
You think a book's a potty train? What happened to potty training in the old days with your bare hands?
All right, well.
I have something I would like to add.
Okay, Mrs. Hackman.
After my son did that man's book report, I found him walking around the house muttering to himself. I took him to the psychiatrist, and he was diagnosed with tangible detachment syndrome.
I don't even know what that is.
The difference between what's animate and what's inanimate. It's like he doesn't know what's real and what's a blender.
Look, okay, all I did was tell your son to read Goodnight Moon. It's a classic children's tale that everybody should read. Your son, okay, he has terrible manners. He doesn't say please, or thank you, or even hello and goodbye. I gave him the book so that hopefully it would teach him some manners, and it looks like it has. It's not my fault he took it too far.
Well, are there any other complaints?
The moon never says goodnight to me!
I think it's horrible that you gave your son TBS. I better get checked out myself.
Oh, excuse.
Okay, who's next? Mr. Binderman?
You turned my daughter into a carnivorous monster! Because of his report, she thinks it's wrong to take anything from plants and will only eat meat. Meat for breakfast, meat for lunch, meat for dinner. It's unhealthy.
If I may interject, perhaps you could just monitor her eating habits a bit more closely. I mean, there are plenty of alternatives to plants besides meat, like soy or pheasant.
I am a single parent. I don't have time to waste time monitoring my daughter's eating habits. All I have time to do is work, sleep, and come to PTA meetings to complain.
All I asked your daughter to do was read The Giving Tree. It's on the syllabus of like every first grade class ever. It's a book about learning to appreciate what you have, and I hope your daughter learned that. You know, not all of us are so fortunate as to have both of our parents alive, for instance.
Don't both of your parents work in the science department?
Yes, but they're dead to me. A barrage of citrus fruits. Give me a fucking break.
Okay, as far as chucking fruit is, I think I'm ready to make my decision. Mr. Anderson, you exhibited poor judgment in your assigning of books for students. However, your heart was in the right place, and that was in the place of the children. I find that you should be suspended for 1 week with pay.
You'll dare say objection! This man belongs behind bars. My Billy was forced to read the most heinous book of all. There's sex in the very first chapter. It's got drinking, smoking, drugs and hallucinations, rape and pillaging, murder, and disobeying a parent.
choice but to fire you without tenure. Now, for the record, what book did you assign poor little Billy Cooper Smithton to read?
It was the Bible. This is a Catholic school. Fuck this. I'm out of here. Wait.